Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hornby Dublo Railway, the Dublo Railway as I like to call it. And we're at the south end of the layout, up on the second level, and we're focused in on an 08 shunter which is pulling a train with a liquor wagon, Triang Hornby converter wagon, an equivalent Triang liquor wagon. The markings are very similar. Have a look at that. Have a look at that. There's a huge discrepancy in weight and I think in quality. Second converter wagon and northeastern break behind that. Now what I want to do this time on this video is take a look at some of these items of rolling stock and show them in action. We've got a couple of other things up here while I'm here. Little train of Sax assault wagons hauled by a class 20, and coming up on the outer line is a Kobo pulling a selection of tin plate wagons, which hopefully you can see here. And we'll probably have all of these running at some point in this video, but it's the wagons in this train here that I want to concentrate on. So let's get into it. Well, here we are from a different perspective. We're on the east side of the layout looking south, and this is not a perspective that you normally get because it involves me climbing up on a ladder to shoot this. What you see is one of my 08 shunters hauling the little train that you saw earlier, the liquor wagon, the two converter wagons, the Triang liquor wagon in the middle, and the northeast brake van. Beside that are a couple of other Hornby Dublo liquor wagons. There's another one flying around this layout somewhere, and below that on the lower level is a Kobo with a made up train of tanker wagons. Now what I'm going to do in this video is you'll see the 08 shunter hauling this little train around the upper level of this layout. You'll also see it with 3 or 4 of the Hornby Dublo ICI Liquor wagons in tow, and we'll have a look. We'll go into my office and have a look at the Hornby Dublo and the Triang liquor wagon, look at the differences, look at the Triang converter wagons, which are really handy. It's not just so that I can get a bit of Triang stuff on this layout, which to be honest I'm not hugely interested in, but it does mean that I can run some Wren wagons. There are also some Wren converter wagons available. Anyway, enough of this standing still. Let's get this 08 going, and you can see it pulling this train and a couple of others around the layout. So here it comes into view up a tiny incline, and you can see the power dropping off on this 08, and it's on the downhill run now, so that's a bit of a slalom. And around here through the station, and that'll head down along the main line and over those bridges. And it should be coming into view just now. There we are, there's a nice close-up as everything passes by. So let's try and catch it just coming down here through the north end of the layout, across all those points. This is obviously the genuine 3-rail shunter, and it's heading off up the incline into the left of this picture. Okay, coming down off the incline, around through all of these points, past the Kobo, past the Class 20, through the station, and around past the signals, which, as you can see, are hooked up to sets of points here. So here we are in the office with each of the three principal items that you saw in the train running around the layout. I'll just put these to one side and we'll have a look at this converter wagon. You can see the couplings there. I've got the box for this because this is a relatively recent purchase. It's Triang R577 converter wagon. There would have been quite a market for these, I assume, once Triang took over Hornby. I have a couple of these, and they're pretty standard Triang wagons. There's probably a little bit of alteration to the underframe here to take the different couplings, but they have the fairly crude split nylon wheels molded into axles, and you can see the axle boxes there with the you can see the metal there. I can't really complain. They're reasonable runners. They do the job. The next thing I want to have a quick look at is this, which is the Triang version of the ICI Liquor wagon, which we'll get to. It's on a fairly typical Triang chassis. It's all plastic. I bought this at a price. It's got a bit of rust on it. It's got a brake here. I assume that is damage. Certainly looks like it. Someone can tell me otherwise. As I say, I bought it for a price, and this is part of my sort of never-ending quest for a bit of colour and differentiation on the layout. I think it's a disappointment. Not that it doesn't run well, but from the moment I picked it up, comparing it to its Hornby Dublo counterpart, I was I'm not saying I wasted my money, but I'm not sure that I'd be rushing out to buy another one of these or any of the variants. There are a couple of variants of these with different color schemes. It's not particularly well modeled. If I look at a photo of the prototype, it's clear that this seam is not part of it. So this is, part of the molding, and I guess this is what you should expect. And to be honest, it's possibly one of the reasons that Hornby Dublo, or Hornby itself, went broke, because they were more expensive models than this, and basically, I guess they were undercut. Anyway, that's not the star of the show. This is really. Now, this is a fairly solid piece of work. It's a metal frame, nylon wheels, Hornby standard Hornby Dublo bogies, a lovely big screw there securing the body to the frame. The molding mark is much less evident. It is along here. I don't know if you can see that. And I have a few of these, which I do run as a train sometimes. But if I put them behind something like an 08, it struggles with more than a few of these. As you will see, the 08s weren't renowned for their pulling power. I thought it might be useful to weigh this, so we'll do this. If I can switch this on, and we'll see what this comes in at. 97 grams. It's not a lightweight. Let's try this. 43, 44. Not even quite half the weight, and I think it's probably not even quite half the model, but that may be my prejudices showing. Okay, well, we'll put that away, and I have one more thing to show you. So here's one of these that I broke earlier. This is a liquor wagon that's seen better days. It came crashing off my layout due to some high-speed running on a running day one day. And how these are put together is as follows. There's the cylindrical moulding. There's an end piece. This clips into a little piece here. The wires come up from the frame and go into, I don't know how well you can see this, but there are two little holes that those wires go into and hold the whole thing together. I was rather sad when this happened because these are not cheap models. You pay, I mean, the best price I've seen is 75 Australian dollars. And I've seen them all the way up to about 150 Australian dollars. Now, they don't come up that often. I'm attempting to put together a rake of them. It's not going to be cheap, but it's the sort of thing that I would like to do. One more thing I want to say before I go back to the office. We have this, which is the Triang Hornby converter wagon. The Wren ones that I've seen are models of the hopper wagon, the fairly rare and expensive Hornby Dublo moulding that Wren obviously took over, and I've seen 2 or 3 variants with Hornby Dublo coupling on one end and the Triang one on the other, and they will be on my shopping list. Because I think, first of all, they're an attractive model, and they're not only decorative, but they're useful. Okay, let's get back into the garage and get some running under our belts. And here we are from a slightly different angle. I think I can just reach the control, and we'll put a bit of power to this, and away we go. There we are. You can see it really working there. Really working. And here we are parked up the south end of the layout. Nothing like 3 liquor wagons parked at a station. And this 08 is now sitting on an isolating section. So what I'm going to do is, just to round out this video, I'm going to run this Sachs Assault train around the layout in the opposite direction. It's been sitting here in an isolated siding in the center of the station complex here. Maybe you can see that, and some of the wiring for the isolating tracks. You can see 4 tracks here. Now each one of these is isolated. The switches are down the other end of the layout, and so I can park three trains here and have one running. Okay, in order to get the Sachs Assault train running on this upper level, 2 things have to happen. First of all, I've got to isolate the train that you've been watching, the one with the ICI Liquor wagon. So that's that section of track switched off. I've got to power up the siding that the Sachs Assault train is in. And I've got to change the points. Now this also involves changing a signal, because the points in this and this part of the layout are 4 meters from where I'm standing at the moment, and so I need to be able to see what's going on up there. The best way of doing that is by being able to read signals. So I'm going to set the signals and 2 points, so they're all on the same circuit. 1 flick of the switch. There it is. I don't know if you could hear that. I'll go up to the other end of the layout in a moment, and I'll have a glamorous assistant flick this switch, and you'll be able to see what happens. And so, as promised, class 20, Saxon salt wagons in tow, heading around the south end of the layout. And I think I did make a promise about Kobo and some tin plate wagons, so here we are. This is the last shot. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.